Well, it has been, unfortunately, a very unusually violent year in the Portland area. And this weekend added to that toll. 3 more people died in 3 separate crimes. And now detectives want your help to make some arrests. Tim Gordon has the latest.
The police cars and flashing lights, all too common in Portland these days, as police investigate another set of deadly violent acts.
Portland has suffered this year greatly. We've experienced as a city an increase in violence, the likes of which we haven't seen for many years. We're somewhere in the mid-40s this year for homicides, and the vast majority of those have come since the beginning of June.
Compare that to a total of 36 homicides in Portland for all of last year. The latest one started late Friday night. Police and firefighters went to Northeast 148th and Santa Rafael Streets for a vehicle fire. They found a person dead in the vehicle. The medical examiner says the death was a homicide. Then Saturday night, about 9:30, police went to a report of shots fired around Southeast 48th Avenue and Division Street. Later, a person who appeared to be shot showed up at a local hospital but died. Finally, just before 2 a.m. Sunday, a stabbing call at Southeast 12th and Oak. Officers and paramedics found a victim there and tried to save them, but the person later died. Lieutenant Greg Pashley with Portland Police says the violence seems to come in clusters that can be overwhelming for investigators.
They want to get on top of that. They want to follow what leads they have in any particular case as quickly as possible. And that makes it difficult when all of a sudden another one is piled on and then another.
Pashley says Portland's mayor has directed police to have officers and supervisors take on some investigations to ease the load. But police need your help, too, if you know anything about these homicides or any of the others unsolved in Portland.
These cases are so grave, and the families that are left behind suffer so greatly. And so the detectives are always interested in receiving whatever information might be out there.
Tim Gordon, KGW News.
One of our other top stories this morning are the rising COVID-19 case numbers here locally. We saw some big numbers reported over the weekend, starting with a single-day record high for Oregon on Friday. So as we show you the chart of daily case numbers here, you'll see that big spike on the right-hand side, and that represents the 550 cases reported on Friday. Saturday saw 399 more cases reported in Oregon, and then yesterday the number was 366. So that brings the total number of known infections in the state to more than 42,000 since the pandemic began. The statewide death toll stands at 653. The Oregon Ducks are part of this morning's COVID update after 5 people in the Ducks football program tested positive over the weekend. The school hasn't confirmed whether the 5 people infected are players, staff members, or a combination of the two, but the team was forced to cancel their scrimmage on Saturday, and their season opener is just 2 weeks away.
Tomorrow we are testing the entire team again, which is normal policy anyways, and follow up, I believe, PCR test for the other guys that had tested positive as well. And then from there, we'll see what the next steps are in terms of when is the next time we do whatever as it relates to team activities.
One of the steps happening right now, contact tracing. That's underway in Eugene. The team says that all 5 people involved are asymptomatic, but they're still being monitored in isolation right now. We do have some good news, Brenda, for any parents in the Beaverton School District who may have been paying for childcare during the pandemic.
Yeah, Washington County got federal funding under the CARES Act to help with those costs. The checks could be as much as $1,400 per child. Okay. Here's who's eligible. First of all, parents need to have a job that qualifies them as an essential worker. The kids can range in age from newborn to 17 years old. You do have to live in the Beaverton School District, but your kids don't have to be enrolled. However, they do need to be enrolled with a licensed child care provider. And these dates are really important. If your kid has been in daycare anytime after August 1st or will be enrolled before December 30th, they qualify. The application window opens Wednesday, October 28th. We have details on how to apply on KGW.com. Well, with the presidential election a little more than a week away, we are getting plenty of questions about the voting process. This morning, we're focusing on security measures at drop boxes and drop-off sites. Kristen Severance has our Verify.
In Multnomah County, 16% more people have turned in their ballots compared to this same time last year. Now, Director of Multnomah County Elections, Tim Scott, told me every day has really felt like Election Day. And with so many more people and the national conversation surrounding mail-in voting and voting in general, we set out to verify, are elections officials upping security measures this year, and if so, how? Scott said yes, they are. Multnomah County has hired private security guards to provide extra security at the main elections office in Southeast Portland and at all 30 official ballot drop sites. He said the private guards are not armed. And it's not because of any security threats or incidents that have happened, but he said people have expressed concerns, so they did it as a precautionary measure. Multnomah County Sheriff's deputies will also be stationed at the Multnomah County Elections Building in Portland starting 7 days before the election.
What is the purpose of the guards, the security people?
To give us eyes and ears on the ground, to make sure that we're aware if there's any issues that come up. They're just a presence. Without going into too many details, they let us know if there's something wrong.
There have been 0 incidents in Multnomah County. Scott said they are anticipating things to stay that way, but we can verify that yes, Multnomah County has upped security and hired private security guards to monitor all 30 drop-off sites and the elections building. Do you have something you want us to verify? Let us know. Email us at verify@kgw.com.
And we do want to hear from you. If you have voting issues or concerns, text us at the number on your screen. That's 503-226-5088.
Well, as temperatures drop, many living on Portland streets will be seeking shelter from the cold. And this winter, they'll have more options because of COVID-19 restrictions. 3 winter shelters are opening for a total of 275 socially distanced beds. One of those shelters will be at the old Greyhound bus station downtown that closed last year in favor of just a small ticketing window. The mayor just announced it will provide 100 beds and will open next month. The Mount Scott Community Center is also opening next month, and the Charles Jordan Community Center is already open. All 3 will be available through March, and they'll now stay open 24 hours a day.
It's not like it gets warm at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the wintertime. It's still really cold out, and folks don't have the libraries available. They don't have as many day spaces. So the fact that we can offer some indoor spaces that are also COVID compliant, that's going to be really important for keeping people warm and safe.
Of course, not everyone living on the streets will want to take shelter indoors. For that reason, the Joint Office and nonprofits are handing out warming supplies like blankets, sleeping bags, socks, and tarps, and they need your donations. You can learn how to help. Just go to kgw.com.